Hello, this is Lorena, and I'm back with another Duel Links video. In this video, I will continue to attack the raid boss. Yes, that's it. I'm going to continue to attack him, though I might owe him some apologies. However, not right now. Not right now. I'm still in mode kick your ass. I'm going to kill. What? Dude, are you kidding me? Okay, whatever. I'm not in the best of moods, honestly. I mean, it's Christmas season, so that's usually around the time when my mood just goes downhill. I usually feel better as soon as January starts. Yeah, I usually feel better when the year ends. It's usually December where I'm at my lowest point. Although, who knows? Who knows? Maybe I'll feel just as bad in January. I really don't know. I really do not know. Though at least the grocery store will not be suffocating me with Christmas music next year in January. I have not been to the grocery store in December yet, but I have plans. Yes, I've got plans. Why would I do that when... This is ridiculous, you know? You know this is just stupid. But I did that out of spite. Yeah, that's out of spite too. And now, again, I'm not in the best of moods because it's the holiday season, and I usually feel at my worst at this time of the year. Again, it's usually when I'm at my worst. I'm usually just fine after the year ends. And sometimes I'm back to normal as soon as Christmas is over. But I don't really know if that'll be the case this year because of why I feel the way that I currently do. And now, I'm sure I could... Oh god, Aporia is like, I can do... Aporia, I am going to destroy you. Yeah, right when I say that I have some apologies to give him, I'm like, no, I'm going to destroy you. Yeah, sure, that's going to fix everything. But I think what I am currently feeling is despair, to be honest. I may have actually been feeling despair in the background when he said I was feeling it. And I just was more angry at the time than I was despairing. This has changed. I feel so much despair. It's not exactly something that I want to be saying. It's just what is going on. I feel wrecked. I feel like a disaster. And there really isn't a whole lot that I can say to explain why, other than the fact that, dude, this is not what I was trying to do. Okay, whatever. I'm going to dude, this really is not what I meant to do. But I mean, to be fair, my dueling usually goes downhill when I feel like shit as well. So I guess my dueling is not at the peak level. Obviously, is it even at the peak level when I'm not like this? I mean, let's just be honest. I cannot believe I just did this. I cannot believe what just happened. But the result and the reason that things have gotten like this is just so depressing. Like, I cannot spend time with the family members I really want to spend time with. And I'm quiet about it. I don't mention a single thing. I just say nothing. Because I fear that if I do say something, that's just going to that's going to erupt an emotional volcano. Like, I'm still of the belief that if I were to cause any kind of drama, it would be through tears and not anger. And oh god, that could definitely happen one day. I feel upset that I've had to give up so much because I don't want to do anything that puts others at risk. I don't want my feelings to hurt someone. I also don't want my feelings to cause any bullshit to happen. However, I cannot ignore what I'm currently experiencing. I cannot stop it either. This is how I feel right now. This is the reality that I have to deal with. I have to deal with hiding so much because I know that if I don't, anything could happen afterward. So what I have to do is I have to hide constantly. I have to conceal how I feel. I don't like that. I can express myself however I want, except in the ways that I feel are more important to actually express. I can say anything I want except the one thing that I feel needs to be addressed. I cannot discuss this with anyone, really. I can talk about things on YouTube, but I can't go to anyone else about this. I can't go to any family member about this. Sure, I can talk to them about it, but that doesn't change what's here. That doesn't change the situation. I'm still in this place where I have to deal with the way things are. Alone. In isolation. It's frustrating. And now I admit that I'm not entirely isolated. If I was entirely isolated, my mental health would be much worse. But I am not isolated in the way that I act like I am. It's just, well, I don't have the kind of support I think I need right now. I think I lack it. I definitely think that I lack it. I feel like I can't say what needs to be said and deal with what needs to be dealt with. But Aporia? At least Aporia knows the shit he's been through. He knows he's been through shit. He can tell you about it. But the one person that is keeping me from being happy right now, she cannot remember. She cannot remember. And that is the reason that I feel despair. Because she cannot remember. And because of that, she doesn't know. She doesn't know that she's actually feeling feelings that she's feeling because of what happened to her. She doesn't remember. Aporia remembers this shit. So he's easier to reach. You know, that's kind of disturbing now that I think about it. That he was easier to reach because he could remember it. I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know how anyone in 5D's reached Aporia. But the fact that Aporia could remember what happened to him, all of it, that actually does make a lot of sense, that he would honestly remember. He remembers everything he's been through. He remembers it all. But I know a person that doesn't. Because my sister does not remember her pain and her trauma. She's acting in ways that she may not even fully understand. Because she does not remember it. But because Aporia does remember, if there was a chance to get through to him, because his pain was not caused at a point when he couldn't develop memories regarding what happened to him. But I still feel like I need it. I still feel like I need to overcome this pain. But I don't know how to do it. I don't even understand. I don't even understand how to respond. How am I supposed to deal with this maturely? And as an adult, when I'm still healing from so much pain, when the person that has caused me to feel like this is doing it without trying, and because of the fact that she really isn't in control because of the problems that she has. She doesn't remember anything. But when I remember this, it doesn't change anything. It doesn't. It's just, I wish that things could be different. I wish that things were easier for me. That I could discuss this openly without fear of being the cause of drama. I'd rather openly communicate about all of this. But I can't because of the potential problems that could cause. It could cause people more pain than anything else. And I really do not want to be the cause of that pain. But because of everything that's going on with me right now, I know that there are things that I just had to deal with. And even though I feel like it's hopeless, even though I feel like I'm losing hope, I'm still trying to get it back. Because even though I feel like this, I don't want to think that everything's just done. I don't want to admit that I think that I may have to stop. I don't want to believe that I'm completely alone. That no one around me can possibly help me. I don't want to believe that I'm alone at dealing with this. I want to believe that no matter what I'm feeling, someone out there can reach me. That I am not going to be in this alone at any point. I don't want to believe that. But these feelings inside of me, I don't know. No one knows. I feel like I need something, but I don't know what it is. It doesn't really matter though at this point. It really doesn't matter at all. I've been through hell and I've been back. I've been through so much hell. I don't know how to get out of it. But I just think that there has to be a way. I can't possibly be so... There has to be a way out of this. I keep thinking that. My feelings can't be reality. I just don't want to believe that. Although I am technically acting like I do believe it, but I'm trying not to, honestly. I want to believe that there's hope. That things will go back to normal at some point. That all that needs to happen is just a bit of help from someone out there that has experience and training. And maybe my sister can get better just as I did. But I don't want to say that her trauma is worse than mine. I've experienced shit too. I've been through shit too. My experiences are valid. What I feel is valid. I do not have to believe that my feelings are not accepted. I do not have to believe that my feelings do not mean anything to the people around me. Because that just is not true. The things that I feel are not necessarily a reflection of what is true and real. But every time I think about this, every time I recall what is going on, it's just a feeling that I may not necessarily ever get back to that normal that I used to experience in the past. I don't get to actually verbalize that I do feel something that I didn't in the past. I don't get to verbalize any of this. I just get to verbalize one thing. And that is what's safe to verbalize. I have to conceal the one thing that needs to be open and out there. It's something that I may never be able to recover from and heal. My family may be permanently divided. It may never come back together. I may lose people that I never got to spend that kind of time with, that I really desperately wanted to. It's depressing. And the despair that I feel regarding this situation, that it's hopeless and a lost cause, I don't actually want to believe that. I really don't. It's painful. I feel a lot of pain in regard to the situation that I'm in now. It's very much painful for me because I don't want this to be how it ends. I want to fix this, or at least I want to get to a point where things aren't as hopeless anymore. But that's not what reality is. Reality is never going to be what I want it to be. But that is the truth, and that is reality. No matter what I think, things may have just changed forever. No matter how I feel, there is definitely no going back. And when I think about it like that, I really wish that wasn't the case. I wish things could return to some form of normal. That things aren't actually going to stay this way. But that's not for me to decide. Unfortunately, what I'm experiencing is just what I'm experiencing. I don't get a say in how things play out. I don't get a say in much of any of this. And it's really sad. And it really makes me emotional to think that everything that I did, everything that I wanted to apply this year because of how I felt since the pandemic started, I can't actually act on any of it. Or the drama that could ensue as a result. It could make things so much worse. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say or who to go to. My therapist can only do so much, and honestly, there may not be anything that can be done. And I still want to believe there is. But that may not be true. And unfortunately, I do have to accept that. I do have to accept that as a possibility. And I really wish I didn't have to. I really wish I could get things back to normal. I wish that my family could go back to the way that it used to be. I know that my family was already divided before this started to happen. But I wish it wasn't like this. I wish that things could return to the way that they were. I wish things could return to the way that they once were. That I could experience things that I was denied because I was so hidden and so ashamed and so... I wish I could go back to the way things were. Back to enjoying life. Back to getting things that I felt I never got growing up because I didn't talk about it. I was hidden. I didn't show much of anything. I wish I could get some of that back. I wish I could get some of that back. but I don't know if I'm able to. And the despair, I wish it would go away. I wish I could overcome it. But there are some things are just never coming back. And I hate that. I hate that so much. I don't want that to be the case. I don't want to feel like it's hopeless. That nothing is ever going to be the same. I want things to go back to the way they were. I want to get things that I thought I would never be able to get. I want to get things that I missed out on because of all this silence, because of how I felt for so long. I want to act on these things that I feel I've been denied. Unfortunately, I cannot change everything. I cannot change how so much has been. I cannot change the division. I cannot really change much of anything, to be honest. And while that is very discouraging, I do feel like in some way I have to cope with it. And when I received a text this morning, well, actually, when I decided, well, whenever I read it, it caused me to just gradually slip into a pile of tears. Because it made me realize just how much I had lost. It made me realize that I may not ever get what I want. I may never be able to display what I wanted to display. The things I was hoping to get that I missed out on, I may never be able to experience those things. And I started to cry about it. Everything just hurt. It stung to my core. I wish I could get things. I wish that I could just heal, but I don't know what's bothering me. It's not conscious to me. All I know is the feelings that I've got now. All I know is they aren't going to heal from just normal things. The way that I am now, I can't just fix that by saying one or two words. If things are permanently damaged, I may have to adjust to this. And that kind of pain, it gets to me and it does hurt a lot. Everything hurts. I just never wanted this. I never wanted this pain. I never wanted to miss out on things. I don't want to live with regrets. But I do feel like there are some things that just may never be repaired. And I cannot say it enough. How much despair that makes me feel. How much darkness that everything seems to be in right now. Everything is plunged in darkness, drowned by the emotions of people that have lost things that they aren't getting back. Things that are going to be like this for the rest of their lives. There have been losses that are just, no one can get them back. Those losses, they're permanent. And in my case, my loss may be that this division is permanent. I may never get to have the connection with my aunt that I had before this. Our connection may be permanently changed. And it may be easier and healthier for both of us if I just broke it off entirely. And that really hurts a lot. Anyway guys, that's going to wrap it up for this video. I will see you guys in my next one.